Greetings everyone. In this video, I am going to pin a video by a channel called Jamaican News Today. I just want to give them some kind of credit. That's a video I'm watching, and that's a video I have slowed down to rewatch. And let me tell you something, guys. This is so sweet. As someone said in the comment section, a real type of soap opera. But listen, sometimes when we hear something, we hear it, but we don't really hear it. Sometimes it's when you're experiencing a particular thing that it start to have meaning to you. And because we're experiencing, the unfolding of a new life for Alicia Kim and her family, it's making me go back to look at the things that I might have missed. Now, first of all, Chris, you're a liar. You tell lies. And you're not just telling lies now. You, in the defense of your sister, you have been telling lies a long time ago. And this video reveals it. So you would have seen Chris come out in the past to not just defend Alicia, but also defend Boo, defend them as a couple. But based on the stuff that Kim has shared with us recently, she has told us that, she would call them to cry on their shoulder. So they would know that the marriage was in trouble. And so Chris would be a liar to come out on the internet to say everything was okay with them. Kim has always been this person in Chris's life that he admires and he would do anything for. And so when he came out and he made that video, it wasn't just to defend Kim and her husband as a couple. At that time, he knew the importance of calming the waters to change Boo's mind, because Boo has been threatening divorce very early on. From the moment Boo realizes that Kim is not in it for the long haul, Boo is starting to say to himself, well, I'm not going to go out of my way to give you no papers. That is clearly why Boo wanted to get the divorce early on. Here are some other lines. Chris said that everything was great in the relationship between Boo and his sister. He said everything was good. He said that they were house hunting together as a couple. That's a lie. That is not true. During that time, it was pure turbulence. During that time, Kim had already moved on mentally. Okay? There was no more pretending. Okay? Now, here's a mistake Boo made. See, again, he was trying to avoid the pie in the sky on his face. And so he was rushing. See, if he had the patience to just wait, she would have showed her hand. But in the long run, Kim ended up being the one who played the most strategic game. They were both playing games, don't get me wrong. He's thinking that he can say, you better do right, you better shape up, or I'm going to ship you out and you're going back to Jamaica. I think he was using that as a form of manipulation, because that happens a lot. Not just with older and younger couple, but in general, when people sponsor you into different places in the world, they're expecting loyalty. And a lot of times when they're doing that, they already hear in the back end negative stories that it is not going to work out. And so by the time you reach there, the partner that you marry already is preying you. And so Boo was doing that. Now, this clip that you're looking at is with Kim listening to Boo talk about the situation with the birds. And he said, as you watch the video for yourself, that 501, he says, I never thought I'd face with this issue. And then Kim says to him, something on the lines like, if you had to choose, pick between the birds and me. That was very strategic. She knew that it would have triggered him. Kim is so quiet, but Kim, you're very sneaky, because guess what? You know Boo very well, and you knew how to trigger him by saying on the camera that if he had to pick between you and the birds, it made the audience feel like, oh my God, the poor girl. This stupid old man is expecting her to stay in that situation and wait for a stupid bird. I'm one of those persons because I'm like, what the heck? What do you mean? Bird this and bird that and whatever. But clearly, if you look at Kim's face, she's looking at him in her mind like, I got you. Now the people. So you see, when she stayed calm, she allowed the people to see a side of Boo. Boo is not a person who would come on the social media and talk about personal private things. He's not from that world. He's not from that area. Chris said in his video that Boo is not the type of person to engage in negativity on the internet. And it is true that he knows Boo to be that type of person. Now, if Boo has not come out and said anything previous to Kim coming out or since she came out, that goes to show you that that's really his nature, and they knew that. In order to play somebody, you have to know them very well. And they knew and they could count on him staying quiet and her telling her side of the story. In the video, Kim says, and I say at the 613 point when she says, well, you get to see everything unraveling before your eyes. She was setting it up. Kim knew how to provoke Boo. She knew how to get him to do the things like, for example, come and take away the mattress, come and take away the cooking oil, come and take away all these things. Why did he do that? That is really low down. That's Mr. Take It Back, as they call him. But let me tell you, something triggered him to do that, and he walked right into her trap of making him look like a bad guy. Kim would have left Boo eventually. Let me tell you that. And I'm not saying I blame her for wanting to leave him, because, as I say so many times, it was just not a match made in heaven as far as husband and wife is concerned. But in my opinion, they are the two best pranksters on the internet. They are the biggest and the baddest, but they were cruel too. They were mean because as they couldn't get to tell their stories, they did it in the pranks. I will repeat that. As they were telling their story, it was not just a prank, and it was not about speaking it and it happening. It was about it happening as they speak. If the mother and the brother are so close and they know everything, then I'm a little bit surprised to know that, as I understand them being surprised about the pregnancy and celebrating that with her, there's something a little bit twisted with how the brother keeps coming out and being so loud about this thing. First and foremost, he's a man, and men should understand when a man's ego is bruised. Listen, let's keep it real. Someone sponsored their loved one. Boo sponsored Kim. And because of that, the opportunities that she's going to get should be something that the family will remember. The brother is coming across as very ungrateful, because while you're supporting your sister, just the boldness and the arrogance in not realizing that two persons are torn apart. Let's just put it that way. And some type of way, the worst thing is, imagine how Boo must feel. Remember, people are going to make fun of him. People are mocking him. People are going to say, well, you divorced her, you left her, whatever, at the end of the day. But look, as soon as you did, here she is knocked up by someone else. It cannot be a good feeling for a man. So as a male, I feel like, come out and celebrate with your sister to a certain respect. But just being out here like I'm defending her, it's like you're her army behind her. We all know that this is your sister that you love, and obviously behind closed doors, and maybe once in a while you're gonna showcase your love for her. But you're not thinking about the other person's feelings. Someone sponsored her. And as someone who got sponsored by someone to this country, let me tell you something. I held down a lot of things over the years. A lot. Out of loyalty. I stayed in that situation for longer than I should have. Let's keep that real. But I also sponsored somebody. And if my ex-husband and I broke up and he was on the internet showing off his new woman, showing off his baby so short after our divorce, I would feel some type of way. Okay? So do not misunderstand what I'm saying. I am happy that the 35-year-old girl is going to have a baby when she said she wanted to have a baby. But because the brother has come out so strong, it made me go back and say, okay, then if you're going to be this way and start talking to people and calling them haters and calling them bad mind, oh my gosh, you see, when people start doing that, this is when I get into myself and I will start analyzing and decoding just to make a point. Again, the people who are calling themselves, big up crew, might disagree with me, but I'm doing it because Chris need to be quiet. Chris need to come out and say, listen, boo, when you and my sister was doing the do and everything was looking wonderful, we were all behind you and supporting you. So now that a new man is in the space, don't make it seem like he doesn't matter, that he was just something to be used and walked over and stepped over and move on. That's the part that's bothering me. So he took the bed back. He gave her a hard time. It's clear that he was aggressive, and there were times that she might have felt scared of him because she realized it was not going to just be a walkover, a pushover. You know my thing? And I think when Boo took her and said that she has to pay him alimony, at first I thought, what is wrong with this man? But hey, maybe when he put the pressure on her, then he realized she might not come after his assets. And he does have assets. Who do you know does construction or those type of work that don't have money? People think for yourself. Do not underestimate the man, but at the same time, give him credit for the fact that he brought her up and gave her a new life. Stay blessed, everyone.